Hey, how's it going, guys? Happy Boxing Day, and as of such, I've decided to put this sort of casual video together talking about different monster taming games that are on sale right now. I know a lot of people want to get as many of these games as they can, but it ends up destroying their wallets because there's so many good games to play. But now we've got some really crazy Steam sales, I'm going to be quite honest. So I'm going to go through each of these Steam sales, and we're gonna just talk a little bit about each game. If you've been a long-time fan of the channel, you're gonna know all of these games already, but if you're new, maybe you'll learn a couple new things here or there. But as usual, these unscripted videos aren't generally the norm unless I'm doing like a Monster Tamer showcase or whatever. So if this isn't your style, I totally get it. You can check out more of my scripted content. We just did a video yesterday going over what makes a monster taming game, and the day before we did a upcoming Monster Tamer game list. But anyway, let's talk about some Steam sales, because this is nuts. Okay, so Monster Crown, which I highly recommend, is 20% off right now. And ignore the prices here, because for me, they're Canadian. They might look different to you in American or whatever country you're in. But basically, so Monster Crown, what it is, and I'm just going to read the description here. Unravel Crown Island's dark story as you create your own monster legacy. With a history of sadistic rulers and heroic saviors, the island faces another threat in the form of a malicious young woman seeking power. It's up to you and the monsters you make pacts with to prevent the return of tyranny. Will your decisions make you a savior or a dark messiah? And the features include make pacts with monsters to receive their protection in return for shelter. So, in other words, capturing monsters. Breed and fuse over 200 base monsters to create your own species. Travel across Crown Island with your monster allies to uncover a dark world. Make a pivotal decision that will drastically change the ending and post-game. Play online to battle and trade, and have new species reach across the globe. So, the darker theme, the really cool monster designs, the pixel art style, like this is totally up my alley. That's why I always highly recommend it to people. It's a good game. I recommend checking it out anyway. Okay, next, Nexomon Extinction, another amazing game. I can't recommend this game enough. Much like Monster Crown, this is probably one of my favorite monster taming games of all time. It's really good. It's 25% off right now. I'm just going to read the description because it's so good. Nexomon Extinction is a return to classic monster catching games, complete with a brand new story, eccentric characters, and over 300 unique, and when they say over 300, there's like 380, so it's almost 400, to trap and tame. The world is on the brink of extinction as mighty tyrant Nexomon fight for domination over humans and monsters. Join the Tamers Guild and begin an epic journey to restore balance before all hope is lost. Begin your journey, leave the orphanage in which you grew up, choose your Nexomon, and start your life as a tamer. Here it is. Explore a world teeming with Nexomon. Trap and tame 381 Nexomon from 9 elemental types with powerful evolutions. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of positive reviews. It's a great game. There's a negative one here. Anyway, it's a good game in my opinion. It might look like a Pokemon clone right off the like just by looking at it because of the graphical style, but while it does take a lot of elements from Pokemon, I do believe that it does the campaign, and it does a lot of its mechanics in such a way that makes it feel quite unique, and it's really enjoyable. Like if you want to call this game a Pokemon clone, then it's a clone of what Pokemon should be right now. It's really good. Okay, Nexomon 1. So this is the original Nexomon. The one we were just talking about was actually a sequel. This one's 50% off. Same idea. I'm not going to go through the description because it's a predecessor, but yeah, 50% off Nexomon 1. This one in Canadian dollars only $5. So, you know, Americans probably like $4. Cyrillum 3. So Cyrillum Ultimate is currently in its beta, but if you want to have a full Cyrillum experience right now, you can check out Cyrillum 3. It's 70% off. And they also have a trilogy bundle, which comes with Cyrillum 1, 2, and 3 for 41% off. So at 70% off, you're looking at about $5 Canadian for Cyrillum 3, and for 41% off on the bundle, you're looking at about $27.37 Canadian, that is. So obviously these values will be less in American, about 75% of the value. Okay, about this game. So the King of Cyrillum, and this is pretty much, it's like this in every game. tainted by an unknown force, has brought war to the lands of Rhodia, capturing all the country's kingdoms and slaughtering their people in the process. Now, only one kingdom remains, and you could stand against this unlikely adversary, Nex. As a king or a queen of Nex, it's your job to fight back against Cyrillum's tyranny and return peace to Rhodia once more. Features. If you're in a hurry, we've written a short list of Cyrillum 3 features that it has to offer. You can read about each one in detail by scrolling past this list. Collect and breed over 700 different creatures to fight for you. Yeah, there's a ton. Ultimate's gonna have 1,000. Explore randomly generated dungeons with 15 unique tile sets. Craft artifacts and spell gems to equip your creatures for battle. Infinite playability. There's not even a level cap. New features are introduced well beyond the 100-hour mark. You'll never run out of things to do. Rich endgame content, including Ethereal realms, super bosses, arena battles, and much more. Asynchronous player versus player battles. If you win, you'll earn exclusive items. Content updates and patches are planned to add even more content to the game post-launch, so that stuff's probably already all come out by now. Take part in our community, contribute your suggestions, and let's create the ultimate monster taming game together. It's funny they said ultimate because Cyrillum Ultimate's coming out now. Yeah, this is Cyrillum's an amazing franchise. Just keep in mind the game is 100% randomly generated dungeons, so there's no there's no overworld. There is an overworld, but the overworld is the dungeon. So if you're looking for a game with like towns and stuff like that, like Pokemon, this isn't it. It's very different, but it's still great. Like, and if you really want something that's more complex and more difficult than your typical Pokemon game, yeah, this will have your back. This is a very complex title, probably the most complex monster taming game there is, actually. Okay, here's one that I haven't talked much about on the channel, but I really want to. Digimon CyberSleuth, and this is a complete edition, because if you didn't know, there's 2 parts. Anyways, it's 60% off. It usually goes for, in Canadian dollars, $64.99, which I'm assuming is somewhere around the $50 mark for you Americans. Or I'm not going to do, I can't do conversion rates for everybody, but I think it's around $55 American. Right now it's going for $25.99 Canadian, which is very good. I'm going to pick this one up after I'm done here on the video. This is one of those games that everybody says is just a great game. I haven't played it, but I have seen gameplay, and I've never heard any complaints about this game. So I'm going to read about this game. When engaging storylines, classic turn-based battles, and tons of Digimon to collect, Digimon Story CyberSleuth Complete Edition delivers everything fans loved about Digimon Story CyberSleuth and Digimon Story CyberSleuth Hacker's Memory. Get the full experience with the Complete Edition, which includes both titles in one. Mysterious events. Become a cyber detective or powerful hacker to solve diabolical digi-mysteries. Vivid and immersive worlds. Embark on a thrilling adventure where the line between real and digital is blurred. Endlessly addicting, featuring more than 300 Digimon to collect, raise, and digivolve, of course. Solid gameplay. Build an all-star Digimon team to make opponents in to take on opponents in classic turn-based battles. So, again, I'm sure a lot of you guys know of Digimon CyberSleuth. Like, this is one of those games that everybody's talking about all the time. I definitely want to play it myself. Maybe do a Let's Play at some point on the channel. But yeah, so 60% off. I think this is probably one of the best deals because this is a pretty expensive game, like at base, compared to some of the other monster taming games. So the fact that it's on sale for so much, I'd recommend picking it up if you're interested. Next is Mython Island, which just came out recently. It's 10% off until December 28th. So the other ones were all until January 5th because they were like Boxing Week sales or whatever. This one's a launch sale, so it's done on December 28th. So if you want to pick it up, you're running out of time. It'll be in 2 days by the time you guys are watching this. Anyway, so the game is in early access, just like Monster Crown and just like Monster Crown. And basically, this is a choice-driven monster taming game. Again, there's no overworld in this game. You make various choices and you just go straight into battle. So again, if you're looking for something like Pokemon, this probably isn't the thing you'd want. But if you do like battles, if you do like that battling aspect of Pokemon, then this is something you'd want to play because it is really fun. I want to put more time into playing it, but I'm going to go over this. So, Mython Island is a monster-catching RPG with roguelike elements. Choose your allies carefully and grow stronger together to uncover the truth of Mython Island. The mysterious orb guides you along your path. Plagued by memory loss, you uncover the truth by forming bonds with wild Mython and conquer the island. Story or survival. Embark on your Mython Island journey by selecting one of 3 different Mython and experience story mode, or receive a random team of Mython in survival mode and try to survive without adding the Mython to your party. So survival mode is actually a really cool idea. I think it'd be really cool if more Monster Tamer games pick that sort of idea up. It is a little harder with games that have an overworld. That's more of just like a Nuzlocke thing, but you know, it's cool. Because this game is more like Slay the Spire, they have options of stuff like that. Like, here's a random team, have fun. Like, just go do your thing. Select your path. Choose your path from the very beginning on Mython Island. Each path offers choices in which will allow you to select your way forward, including fateful encounters, shopping for items, hidden power shrines, story-related events, and more. These generated choices for each path offer a unique gameplay experience for every playthrough. So that's a big thing. The game takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours to beat, but you can keep going new game plus, new game plus, new game plus, and it still feels unique each time. Yeah, so 10% off. Okay, Disc Creatures, another game that I haven't played yet, but just looks really cool, and I really do want to play. This is basically like, it takes inspiration from the Game Boy Color sort of graphics. It's 50% off. You can't go wrong with this. Like, it's $8 Canadian, which is probably like $7 American, maybe $6. You can also get the soundtrack too. I already own these. I'm not logged in on Steam on my browser, so it doesn't show that I own any of these, but I already own this one. Yeah, I'll read it off to you guys. This is another game I own, but I haven't played yet, and I'm really looking forward to doing so. Disc Creatures is a tribute to classic monster-catching RPGs from the golden days of portable gaming. Choose your 3 starters and set off as a licensed Disc Ranger, a Discar, to tame the greatest creatures and bring peace to the land. Disc Creatures is set in a world where humans live alongside a wildly varied cast of creatures, all with different personalities, abilities, and moral codes. Travel across a quaint, quirky landscape, taming creatures and helping those in need. Mysteries fill the land of Disc Creatures, and some are darker and more formidable than one might expect. Key features: a monster collecting RPG inspired by the classics and handcrafted with precise attention to detail and respect to elements that built up the entire genre. 200 creatures to collect and command in battle. A huge cast of charming characters. Each character has a unique skill tree containing moves that can be unlocked through growth and items. 20 plus hours of gameplay. A heartwarming chiptune soundtrack, perfect for a trip down memory lane. Lovingly designed all by a single Japanese indie creator, Sato. Yeah, they're also coming out with Disc. He's also working on Disc Creatures World right now, which is like Disc Creatures but in like a GBA style format. It's supposed to be like, I'm not sure if it's going to be like a direct sequel, or if it's going to be sort of like Pokemon, where Ruby and Sapphire are the next games from Gold and Silver, but they're not necessarily like direct sequels. But yeah, 50% off, why not, right? It's already a cheap game, now it's even cheaper. Relegend is actually going to enter full access next month. And prior to that, it's 40% off. So this is another thing where it's like, if you're thinking about getting Relegend, but we're waiting for full launch, now's probably the time to get it. It's about to be in full launch, and it's 40% off. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with that either. Relegend is more of a farming game with monster taming. So it's not, if you're looking for like an adventure RPG, this isn't it. This is more of a, anyway, I'll just read it off so you guys get an idea. Washed ashore on Voke Island without memories, you must start a new life and find ways to recover your lost memories. In order to do so, you must learn how to survive on the island by cultivating the land, befriending villagers, expanding the village, and raising your very own magical creature known as a Magnus. Venture around the land of Athea, where Voke Island resides, to reclaim your memory is no easy task. To reclaim your memories is no... Yeah, they forgot a comma there, or a period. It's no easy task, as the world is filled with dangerous Magnus and threatening challenges. Will you be able to survive and rebuild your own legend in your new life? Your fate is in your own hands. Mythical creatures known as Magnus roam the earth. The world where Voca Island resides. Every single Magnus is tameable, and they'll aid you in many ways of combat, farming, fishing, traveling, and so much more. They'll grow differently depending on how you care for them. Again, more of like an Animal Crossing meets Pokemon type game. But if you like farming and, building a house and a little bit of fighting too, this is a game for you. Okay, we got a few more. Now, this is a controversial title to be considered a monster taming game. I mean, you need to tame monsters to play it, so I don't really know why. I haven't personally really played it, to be honest. I own Ark thanks to Barry. He got it for me because he's a thick man and he's sexy and he's my sugar daddy now apparently. But Ark is on sale for 80% off. Honestly, if you want Ark, just do it. Like 80%, like it's $100 Canadian with all the DLC and stuff. You can get it for like 22 or 23. So like if you're thinking about getting Ark, you might as well at this point, because I don't know if they're ever gonna, with the second one being worked on right now, I don't know if they're gonna have a sale like this anytime soon. But about the game: as a man or woman stranded naked, freezing, and starving on the shores of a mysterious island called Ark, you must hunt, harvest resources, craft items, grow crops, research technologies, and build shelters to withstand the elements. Use your cunning and resources to kill or tame and breed the Leviathan dinosaurs, as well as other primeval creatures roaming the land, and team up with or prey on hundreds of other players to survive, dominate, and escape. Name, train, breed, and ride dinosaurs in a living ecosystem. Dinosaurs, creatures, and breeding. Over 100 plus creatures can be tamed using a challenging capture and affinity process involving weakening a feral creature to knock it unconscious and then nursing it back to health with the appropriate food. Once tamed, you can issue commands to your tames, which will follow depending on how well you've tamed and trained them. Tames which can continue to level up and consume foods, can also carry inventory and equipment such as armor, carry prey back to your settlement depending on their strengths, and larger tames can be ridden and directly controlled. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's a very large paragraph, but that should give you an idea of how, yes, it's a monster taming game, or at least it's heavy monster taming influence. Yeah, 80% off. So if you're thinking about getting Ark, it's mostly positive. So check it out. Okay, another one. This is, and for some reason the preview is not showing. I've tried refreshing it, but the preview just doesn't want to show on desktop for some reason. But this is Xander, the Monster Morpher Universe Breaker. So this game is a bullet hell game. If you guys have seen my recent video, I briefly mentioned Xenoscape, which is another bullet hell monster taming game. This is in the same vein. So there's not a lot of information here about the game other than it's a bullet hell. I can't really help you too much with it, but I'll click over. Oh, here we go. This is better. Now it's working. Okay. There we go. So here's a little bit of context behind the game. Okay, so about the game. A monster-catching game for the modern age. Instead of being turn-based, Xander, the Monster Morpher, is a top-down shooter where you can catch, train, and fuse monsters together. Customize your monsters, fuse your monsters together, customize appearance and skills. Each monster has their own attacks and passive perks with fusion. They can put any attack and any perk on any monster. You can even choose what the monster looks like. Features: fuse monsters together to customize movesets and passive perks. Over 100 monsters, 200 attacks, 100 perks, and counting. 15 plus hour long story. Time may range greatly depending on playstyle. Post-game content, one-handed accessibility mode, minigames and arena challenges, and optional catchable bosses. The story: Xander was found face down in the middle of the woods by an old lady. For some reason, he looked like a giant blue frog, so he did what any hero would do and freeload at the old lady's house and the local inn for a month. After realizing he should probably do something about the fact that he was now a frog, he began to train in the art of morphing so he could answer the call of duty from a strange voice in his head. Cutscenes are animated, skippable for those of you speedrunners out there, and many plot twists. Characters backstab each other, lie on screen, non-graphic. Death occurs. The story is pun-filled, one-liner fest, but be prepared for many scary moments and tears. Very interesting. This is another game I haven't played yet, but I definitely want to. This sort of came out before my my journey into the monster taming sphere. Not that, and it's funny because it wasn't that long before August, just like Disc Creatures that came out in October and I started in December. This one came out in August, so definitely something I need to look into. But yeah, it's 40% off, so you can't really go wrong. It's $3.41 Canadian, so it's probably like $3, maybe $2 something American. So make sure to check it out if you guys are interested. Okay, the final one is Adora. This one's a really fun game. This is a roguelite with like real-time sort of League of Legends-esque combat. These things like to keep playing noise, but yeah, this is like League of Legends style combat, sort of. Like, you can take a look here. It's easier for me just to show you. But yeah, so it's 20% off, so it's only $9.19 Canadian right now. And about the game. So Adora is a monster taming action roguelite where the main character, Luca, is able to summon and control creatures to fight by his side in a simple and innovative way. In Adora, you can customize your game style according to your creature's capture. Each of them has different characteristics and abilities, ranging from the more fragile creatures, however with high damage, to slow and enduring, or creatures with higher control abilities like stun and freezing. On top of that, there's a synergy system which allows for even more varied playstyles and powerful combos. Creature collecting, keep your favorite creatures with you, level them up, create bonds with them, but be careful, if they die, there's no coming back. Creature bonds are as strong as they grow between you and your creatures, creating new traits and making them unique. Synergy system, your creature can learn synergies and other types of with other types of creatures. This means that it will activate a bonus or even change an ability when you're in control of that required type. Special abilities. Each creature also has a special ability that can be used when the energy bar is full. You have to decide when it's the best moment to use said special ability, saving it for a situation where it would be more effective. Random generation. Each run is a new experience. The map, all creatures, items, and affinities will all randomly be generated, encouraging the player to always adapt, explore, try new compositions, and different combos. Combo system. Every time you break an enemy's defense, you can time attacks with different creatures to keep the enemy staggered. Story. Draknar, the god of creatures, is losing his power. A curse is spread and taking control of all his creatures. His last option is Luca, an apprentice from one of the remaining villages of Adoras. Luca, during his journey, discovers not only many secrets of the immense and mysterious world of Gatterdrick, but also a conspiracy to kill Draknar. So yeah. That's the last game. Again, 20% off. Can't go wrong. This one's actually really fun. I've spent a lot of time playing it, like off screen. It's highly addictive. It's a little bit dangerous. You get a little bit too addicted to it. But other than that, no, it's definitely a really good game. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the sales I could find on Steam. What I wanted to sort of do is, I'm sure there's a ton of sales, maybe for different platforms or maybe for games I haven't even covered yet that I may have missed. So what I was thinking was, if you have any other games in the monster taming genre to add to this, why don't you talk about it in the comment section? Let me know. Let everybody know. Let's let this video be sort of like, between now and January 5th, this video could sort of be like a big archive of which games are on sale right now, and people could use it as a resource or something like that. That's why I was thinking, like, maybe have it so that the comments, we get extra games going on in the comments. So, you have the video, plus you have all these additional games which are on sale as well. So if you guys find anything else, make sure to post it. But other than that, let me know your opinions on these games. Which ones do you plan on picking up? Which ones are you gonna sort of let pass, etc. So anyways, with all that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd. Check out my Patreon and our Discord, and yeah, I'll leave everything linked in the description. So until next time, peace.